My name is Daniskov, and this is the 8th session on dairy technology from Daniskov. This session is going to be on milk pasteurization. As you know, microorganism can grow in milk. There's all kinds of nutrients for them to live on, and if the temperature isn't kept low enough, they will multiply. Now, these bacteria normally comes from the cows or any utensils that are used in the milking and transporting the milk to the dairy plant. So in order to limit the amount of bacteria that are already in the milk, we use the milk pasteurization. But the milk pasteurization is done in such a way that it'll not affect the composition of the milk and all the nutrient values there is in the milk. So the minimum amount of heat treatment is done, and the shortest time is used in order for it to be effective. And of course, the main thing is that we kill any pathogen, disease bacteria that might be in the milk that could be obtained either from the cow or from the utensils or anything that might be in contact with the milk. And the milk pasteurization will of course destroy all these microorganisms that can be pathogen, causing disease to spread through milk. Now there's some problems that of course is in giving the pasteurization plants, and there's some points that I'll go over here. Now we want to keep or get the supply of raw milk as uncontaminated as possible, and when we destroy all the pathogen bacteria and as many as possible of the other bacteria that are not but can be spoiling organism, we do not want to damage either the flavor or the nutrition value of the milk. And to prevent the recontamination of the milk after the heat treatment, we have to be careful that we are not introducing other pathogen or spoilers organisms. And we also want to make sure that after we pasteurize the milk, that it is cooled down to such a temperature that there is no spoilers taking place. So anything under 5 degrees C is very effective. Now we have different ways of pasteurization of the milk, and I'll go over some of the main points here. First is the batch pasteurization, which is one together with the in-bottle pasteurization. A temperature of 65 degrees Celsius is kept for at least 30 minutes. And the 30 minutes and the 65 degrees has to be recorded on a graph so that you can show that to authorities should there be a problem coming up, including who has done the operation and the date on the pasteurization. Now this, of course, pasteurization is not very effective. There's a much better way of doing it, but of course more costly, upfront cost, and that is the high temperature short time, which is also called Hts T process, where milk is rapidly brought up to 72 degrees Celsius and the temperature is kept for 16 seconds, and then it's cooled till 10 degrees or below. The process is done. First, in the milk is going to a regeneration section, so that the milk, the cool milk, is heated up by the already pasteurized milk. And after that, it's gone through the generation section, where we generate up to 90% of the heat that we've introduced to the cold milk. Then it goes into a pasteurization, the final heating section and holding section, where the temperature is adjusted and is set and controlled. Then after that, it goes to the holding sections, which is measured out. Then goes into the cooling section, where the milk is cooled down to the appropriate temperature. The final temperature is then adjusted by cold milk or ice water. And that would be the end of this session.